end the podcast. Johnny, stop the recording, but keep the stream on.
Okay, we're
and now hopefully on Tuesday, Sean will add like a cool
ending.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, like a whole.
I'll go up and throw this link.
Yeah, I think
in the chat.
he's looking for it.
I'll put the link in the chat. I'm going to leave the stage now. I'll be back.
I was going to say, if you want to text me the link, I can add it to the chat right now.
Wow.
If you want,
okay.
Whatever you want.
Live on air.
Copy link.
We've got control schemes that are wireless here at Mega64. Not only from the bird's nest is Johnny controlling the show, but Rocco actually wirelessly communicating with the live chat.
Yeah, wireless communication. I know how to do that.
Intense, man. I mean, the production value for our live streams is going up.
Did you guys know? I mean, for real, I'm new to this thing, but these phones are totally wireless.
Totally.
Like, I always have mine hooked up to iTunes, but with a 24-pin connector.
Sans wires, man.
We didn't even talk about the Apple keynote at all this last podcast.
Or the Matrix.
Let's just commit right now. The whole after show. Fuck that. The whole after show is going to be Apple thoughts. What do you think? iOS 13. Take it or leave it. What do you think?
2021.
Where do you stand? Where do you stand on iPad OS? We're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of this because I know I'm going to say 99.9% of the viewers right now are all in on Apple. So,
listen, you want to talk about iPad OS? My iPad Mini has had incompatible OS for like 4 years now because
really?
Well, they delisted the Doom app and it still
my god,
it still worked on this old architecture, but now id Software re-released it. I'm thinking I should finally update my iPad Mini, Rocco, to the current.
You've been holding back your update because of Doom?
Yes. And now,
oh wow,
that the app is not dead listed anymore. It's been renewed in compatibility with the new iPad architecture. I'm thinking of upgrading. I really am scared because I know, Derek, this happened to you. You upgraded your old Gen 1 iPad so much that it couldn't use the old apps that you liked.
Yeah, totally. I hate the
format,
the short life cycle on all new smart technology. I think it's like fucked up.
I feel like
it got better.
I was gonna say, in the last few years, I feel like there has been more of an emphasis to like
legacy.
Yeah, because I feel like that caught up to everyone. Everyone started going like, "What the fuck, man? Like, what's wrong with this device? What do I?" And Apple was definitely the worst culprit of like, yeah, cool, new phone, and then after like 2 years, it's like, yeah, we're not updating that anymore. They are not like that now because I feel like they got taken to task by a lot of organizations about that.
So how far back is your hardware? Like, if you got a 3G, you're still in that period where they were shitting on.
Oh yeah. But now,
but
I mean, there was a time like right now, the iPhone 6 is, I don't know how many years old that is. Yeah. There was a time Apple would not go back and update that, but now you can still get updates. Like, they got taken to task by so many different organizations with that, and also the right to repair stuff, which for a long time Apple fought in court to like, no, we're the only ones that should be able to repair stuff. Like, you can't fucking do that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And they lost
like
on that. They lost on that. So now they're going through a whole thing now where they're trying to produce the right parts that third parties can use so that at least they're not shitty, But
see, that's good because
you can't do that.
I'm with you. I buy my devices from Apple directly. I don't fuck with the cell phone companies. Mm-hmm. But I have these old iDevices, and the batteries all burst from them popping the screens up. So now I'm in this phase where, like, I still got a couple working iDevices that I use for different stuff in the PPS office or, taking on trips. The DJ apps on iPhones is great.
Yeah.
But I gotta buy third-party batteries and replace, like, I think every 2 or 3 years I've done that to my iPhone 5.
Yeah, I feel like that's the nature of phone batteries, though. The way that we use them and stuff. Yeah, it's not gonna last that long. But I just wanted to say real quick. Sorry, not Apple related. Sorry. No, but I pasted the GoFundMe link in the chat for Travis. Again, if you're just tuning into the after show, I don't know why you're watching the after show and not the podcast, but some people do it. Whatever. But Travis is a guy who is he plays a role in Mega64 version 4.1 who had an unfortunate medical incident, and he has a GoFundMe to help. we talked about it on the podcast. But
yeah.
that link is in the chat now if you're watching on Twitch. And then
I think I'm seeing in the chat that the goal might have been met.
Yeah, he hit the goal, but you know how this how this stuff goes. If you want to contribute, they'd still very much appreciate.
Of course.
So.
The goal may have been met, but we're still promoting it on the Mega64 cast because it was a modest goal, like we said, and everything helps. So
I meant it sounds like it just live was met just now.
Well, cool. Then shouts out to the one person who pushed it over.
Right on.
But
well, somebody bought $500 worth of subs, so you never know.
There's some generous
Some of our
people.
viewers.
But please don't stop helping out because I can't stress it enough. It was a modest goal. I don't think they thought that they were even going to meet that goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the situation that he's in, that was such a modest goal. It's going to take so much more than what that goal was. So if you could just push it over and keep it going, you would really help him out. He's a dear friend. Honestly, like, you know, it's I want to say what happened to him on the podcast, but I feel like that's not ethical because it's not. It's his business. It's not my story to say, but it's such like a freak, you know, thing. And
Does
this guy,
explain it?
What
does it explain? There's a story.
It may. There's a video there, and it may explain what happened. But basically, this dude is in such pinnacle health. He's a local pro wrestler, very fit, and I mean, it's because he was so strong and healthy that he was, you know, able to go through all this. And you know, it's just crazy story. We really feel for him. So glad the goal is met, but please help him out if you can.
Keep it going.
Yeah, somebody even took the text from the thing that it's just scraping the surface of what he faces. And
okay.
So they hit the goal. That's good. But anything you can contribute that you feel good doing, he would really appreciate that a lot. And again, you guys will love this guy. You know,
he's great.
You'll see.
Yeah.
He actually played. I did a short horror film last year, and he played my monster too. So maybe I'll release that so you can get a feel for.
You should.
His Travis and his acting ability.
Hours of makeup on him.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's funny. Like I did that, and then I was talking to some local filmmakers here, and they're like, "You should submit that to festivals." I was like, "That's not a bad idea." And they said, "So don't put it online." And I was like, "Well, really?" And they're like, "Yeah, if you put it online, it's considered released." Wow. And then film festivals like won't accept it because you know there's a lot of film festivals that only want like pre-released, you know, stuff that hasn't been released to the public yet. But I was like, okay, so then I did nothing with it, and now I'm thinking like, well, fuck, I should have just put it out. I'd get more exposure like putting it on YouTube than submitting it to Scary Con Los Angeles or whatever.
Halloween's coming up.
People will really love that. Like people will really enjoy that, and then they get to see him too. So
that's true.
That'd be cool. And still talking about him. Sorry, I've got plenty to say, but he is a really. I'm going to compliment him a lot physically. He is like I saw him in action on version 4.1. And that dude's ripped. Like that guy is like peak physical condition.
Like Lord Magnos.
It really goes to show. I mean, you can, you know, shit happens. As you could be the healthiest person. You could be the healthiest person on earth. Shit does happen, and it's, you know,
this is one of those situations.
Yeah, luck of the draw, man. So anything you do to help is a good thing. Yeah. Anyway,
cell phones. I've been looking into Fairphone. They've just released or announced Fairphone 3.
Is that you can only buy it at the fair?
This is the company that...
It's a modular smartphone.
Right.
That you can upgrade the parts, you can upgrade the OS. It's specifically designed to be a phone that will last you for more than the 2-year life cycle that Android and Apple have everybody locked into.
Mm-hmm. And it's supposedly made in a more... humanitarian way, correct? The labor that was
and it's cheaper. Well, I guess it's 450 euros, so it's probably roughly around the same price. I just hate the fact
that doesn't isn't that like double? Wouldn't you double that for?
I don't know if it's exactly double what it's comparable, but it also will last you longer. You know, it's a phone that's meant to last you 4 or 5 years. I just hate the idea of like you pay $800 to $1,000 to, you know, $1,200 for a phone, and then 2 years later, it's like, all right, time for the next one. It's like, what?
I don't follow that plan though.
Yeah,
I just keep the phone for 4 years.
Yeah, but then your phone starts slowing down. Shit stops working on it.
That has gotten better. It still is. It still is a prevalent. The cycle is still there. Like that. You know what I mean? Like it's still definitely encouraged to do that. It has gotten better. Like people are keeping them longer. The situation has gotten a little better, but it's still the situation's still there.
Somebody said €1 is $1.11 United States dollars. So it's probably like a $500 phone.
Yeah.
I have a Galaxy S8, and I hate to say it because I love my phone when I bought it, but I'm starting to experience fucking problems with it, and it's pissing me off.
When did because the 10 just got announced, or 10 just came out. So what? You've only had it a couple years?
Yeah, I've had it for like 2 years. I just paid this phone off like 4 months ago, and now magically it's getting all fucking slow.
All right, he's paid it.
I'm having battery problems. I'm having connectivity problems, and it's like, what the fuck, Android? And Android notoriously can't update its operating system.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Android that's tricky is that it's Google that controls the operating system, and then they'll do it like, hey, here's all the latest and greatest stuff, but then they have third parties making the Samsung is not Google, so they gotta go through shit to get.
And Samsung's the biggest provider of Google operating system phones, Android phones. If you don't have a Google phone, you can't update the OS. So I'm fucked. I'm tired of this shit.
Do you think you're gonna try something like this Fairphone? Because I feel like
I'm thinking about it.
I don't know.
You know, it's cheap enough to where I feel like it's worth experimenting with. I've read up on it, and people are like, look, it's not a perfect smartphone. It is a little bit slower when you're loading up pages. The camera is not as good, but it's cheaper, and you break the screen, put a new screen in there. You need a new battery, open it up, put a new battery in there. Like, new operating system, go ahead and update that shit. Like, this phone it's not top of the line, but it's good, and it'll get you. It's it's a sturdy phone that'll last you for a long time.
Yeah. Hopefully the company puts forth the continued development of like, okay, here's a better camera module for you.
Yeah.
Like 2020, we're releasing like
and I mean this is like a company that's trying to compete with Samsung and Apple, so they're not there yet. But hopefully, if the revolution gets started, then the people will rise up.
Yeah, so the thing I have for my phone is I have the Apple upgrade program. Let me just preface this. There are a lot of things that I have that are part of my normal day-to-day life or whatever that walk a line with me that I do, but I don't know how I feel about kind of at the same time. You know what I mean? The Apple upgrade program is one of those things where it's like okay, Apple cucked. Yeah, okay, fine. I say that every time, and I love Apple shit and whatever. Okay, fine.
He loves when I use it.
These Jobs cucked.
No, but I use my phone to a degree that most people I know don't. I not only use it day in and day fucking out as email, social media, this, that. Okay, fine. Yeah, great. But then I also use it as my primary camera for so much stuff, and I'm dropping them into fucking water to get certain shots, and I'm I put them through the fucking ringer that every year when the new one comes up, it's like, yeah, I can completely justify replacing this because I have done so much fucking damage to it that, you know what I mean? Like, so
you're leasing it.
Well,
from
I think most people use their phone that way, to be honest.
I would disagree. To the level of like, I have to constantly dump my phone because of so much 4K video and so much whatever. I put mine through a lot, and I often replace them for like the fucking damage I do to it, which is included in the thing that I have. I can go in and just swap it.
You're basically the program is a lease program where you're constantly leasing the newest.
Well, it's basically a subscription,
right? And
I pay it every month, and then when the new one comes, they're like, "Yeah, just put it in here, and then we'll hand you the new one."
Automatically.
That's it. I don't walk up and pay. This phone. Oh, this phone's $1,000 something, whatever. I don't go pay that.
Yeah.
I pay a monthly thing, and then I swap it out. And I love that for what I do. It's actually incredibly convenient, and the price is actually, I've worked it all out where I absolutely think I am getting my money's worth. I love it. On the other hand, I do agree with I kind of hate the notion of this constant cycle of all right, throw this device out, give me this other one. You know what I mean? This ongoing cycle of I feel like it's kind of wasteful, you know what I mean? It is kind of insane. So I always, there's a lot of things I feel this way about.
Well, they're
but
refurbishing.
That's a big one. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's not like they're just throwing it on a pile or something. Yeah. It's definitely going out to whatever. But I do see the issues with that cycle too. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get my money's worth and I enjoy that. I do. You know, there's a lot of things that I don't fucking pay for. Like I don't subscribe to cable or do any, or, you know, there's a lot of shit that I don't pay for. This is something that I use and I absolutely 100% give my money to, and I feel like I get a good value out of. But at the same time, I also, that cycle sucks. I agree. Like I agree with that. And so I always feel like,
I'm in a third option that I don't feel any better about. I buy the hardware from Apple, and this last one was the big fucking
you buy it outright, right?
Yeah, I go in, and this last phone, my iPhone 10, was like, all right, we're over $1,000 now. So I paid in cash over $1,000 for my latest device, but I like to own it forever now. I have my previous iPhone to this that I use in the office there. It is getting to the point, though, where I've got like, okay, I got like 4 previous devices that all still work. I don't really have a use for all 4 at the same time. So now I'm just collecting these things that are kind of sitting there growing, you know, dusty, and I've bought them outright. When it was $200-$300 a pop, it wasn't that bad. But now it's like $1,000. Do I keep doing, like, I'll keep the phone for 4 years, so I'll definitely get my money's worth out of it, because I'm not a power user, but I'm definitely using it for business, using it for pleasure every day. It's worth it. But, man, do I want to have, like, eventually I'll have, like, 10 iOS devices. I might burn my house down with lithium-ion fire.
Let's hope.
Sitting on a powder keg.
But to your point, though, Derek, what you were saying about, like, most users using them that way.
Yeah.
I think like the general like use of a product I could see, but I think you would be surprised how often you would see my phone without a case getting thrown into dirt or toilet.
I'm surprised you have a case
on. That would
now.
surprise me.
Yeah. I do have a case on now because I thought the green leather looked cool. I only use a case if I think it looks cool.
Well, and what kind of phone, what color are you getting in that new one?
Green.
See, that's
so I'm kind of like pre-gaming.
That's what I thought.
But I'm not going to be able to use this case soon. So because my new phone's coming like Friday, so I put it on here with the gold phone and the green case. It's major Green Ranger vibes.
Wow.
So that's why I wanted to use that.
You thought we wouldn't
I
get
think
into Sentai.
like what do you do with an old phone is even a different problem.
Yeah.
One's like a corporate model problem of they want to keep us buying new phones every 2 years for $1,000. That sucks. But then like, what do you do with all this old tech? Gets shipped off to some third world country where like, it sits in a dump and people try to pull the little gold strands out of it. That's a whole different problem. There's so many things that you hear about on the news that are destroying the world. It's like, well, I don't have a solution for that. Me not buying a phone isn't going to stop that problem from happening.
Drop in the bucket.
So you might as well get the new phone and then put it in you do the toilet test. And if it survives that, then you hit it with a sprinkler.
Yeah.
I upset so many people when the iPhone 10 was brand new and we were in Seattle and I shot a video and did a transition for the end and I threw it into a sprinkler. Like the blasting sprinkler, I put it into it. I had so many people were like, oh no. It's like, dude, they make them to like,
it still
they can handle water.
It freaks me out still though.
Yeah, but Kevin was like, well, it's designed to like survive a drop in water, not a direct jet into it. But that's how you experiment. You know? So
with the Apple Care program, you are free to experiment.
Yeah, it doesn't cover water damage.
That's the weirdest part because that's the one thing they know. They're like, well, that's what's going to get it.
Yeah.
So we won't cover that.
Yeah.
So let's talk about movies now. I went to FYI. I went to FYE.
What? And we found out that stood for something the other day?
For your entertainment.
Oh, okay.
You're thinking of HMI. Or HMV.
Yeah.
What is it?
His Majesty's Video or something? What is it? Her Majesty's Voice. Yeah.
Whatever. Went to FYI.
Whatever.
Went to FYE. Fuck, I'm confused now.
I didn't even know FYE was around.
Yeah, they have one in the mall, and they got good deals, actually. I got a couple DVDs, all 6 Paranormal Activity films.
Wow.
For $15.
Oh my God.
Good.
That's nuts.
Kevin had me watch all those last year.
And I got a box set of horror films, 8 Blumhouse horror films, including Split, Get Out, The Visit.
Nice.
And then Purge 1, 2, and 3, which I'd never seen the Purge films.
No, me
Yeah,
neither.
I haven't either.
So I'm going to have to check those out. Also, $15. And
Damn.
I got one of those 50 movie collections, like all the old black and white movies. It was a horror collection, 50 films, $15.
Damn.
I got one of those, yeah.
Metropolis on there, Phantom of the Opera, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a bunch
Night
of
of the Living Dead.
classics. Night of the Living Dead
Always.
is always on there.
Because it's
yes.
free. They
So
don't pay any rights.
Yeah, always.
I watched Paranormal Activity Part 2.
Okay.
You'd seen the.
I'd seen the first one.
Does it freak you out that they take place like in our
They take place in our backyard in Carlsbad, California.
It's like in San Diego.
Yeah, 40 minutes away, less, half hour away from us.
Freaks me out, dude.
The movies were spoiled for me by Kevin.
Oh.
And, I'm calling him out. I'm not going to spoil
Ironic
them.
because he's the
He's-
most spoiler
yeah.
scared.
He's so sensitive to
Spoiler
spoilers.
frightened.
He always leaves a room. He goes and hums while putting his
Really,
fingers in his...
you guys don't at home don't even know the level and the magnitude of Kevin with spoilers.
He leaves.
Because he
He doesn't want to hear spoilers to movies he'll never watch.
But that's just it. No, but it's not even just that. That's part of it. Like for 20 years, I think he was in a stasis pod or something. There's like so I can't even begin to tell you how much he hasn't seen.
Yeah.
And now he's in a point in life where he wants to see it all. Now I'm spoiler sensitive too. I don't want spoilers either. But the thing is with Kevin, the problem is he hasn't seen like anything and he's seeing it all now. So you'll bring up something in Star Wars and he'll go up, stop. And it's like, what? For fucking Star Wars?
Yeah.
And I mean, he watched those for the first time like a year or two ago. I mean, it was just like, oh my God. So you'll bring stuff up all the time and it's like, Kevin will have to leave the room. And it's like, dude, you really don't know what happens in the Sixth Sense, or whatever. It's like, oh my God. But anyway, so
Yeah,
that's really
stasis
difficult.
pod happened.
And it is stuff like that. It's like shows like, oh, this happened in Oz or something, and he'll be like, don't spoil it. And it's like, Kevin, you're not gonna watch Oz. You're never gonna get to that.
I might.
Anyway.
So yeah.
He spoiled something in Paranormal Activity 2 specifically?
Well, no. When I watched Paranormal Activity 1, he spoiled something about that movie.
Oh.
And he kind of spoiled something about all of the movies.
That's probably the last franchise to legit freak me out.
There's
Really?
Yeah, it's good.
Blair Witch stuff, like the way Blair Witch style filmmaking, which leads you to believe that this is a real account, real found
There's
footage.
like a reoccurring
That gets me.
element to these films that is kind of present in all of them, and he spoiled that for me. But so when I watched the first one, I felt like a little bit of the punch was robbed from me. But I enjoyed it. But that was like maybe last year I saw that. So I got the box set and I watched Paranormal Activity 2. I really liked it. And I went on to read some reviews about it, and people were like, it's so much fucking worse than the first one. They cashed in on this.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
This movie's garbage compared to the first one. Hey, I don't know. I liked it better than the first one.
I can't remember the plot of that one. Is it the same family?
You remember Paranormal Activity
Yeah.
Part 1?
Oh, definitely.
A couple moves into a house, starts thinking that ghosts are haunting them, and they film it.
Yeah.
And they film it all themselves.
And the ending is, the footage of the guy just standing there. There's multiple endings.
There's multiple endings.
Yeah, there's like 3.
So we're not going to say what the ending of the first movie is, but I watched it, and in the way it was presented to me, all 3 endings were presented. And I watched them all in one sitting.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm still not quite sure how that movie ends.
Right.
Because the 3 endings are so vastly different.
Right.
So I was watching this movie, and it's like, I don't remember how the first one ends. This movie is a slight prequel, but it actually is like concurrent to the first movie. So the girl in the first movie, it's, in the second movie, she has a sister. And it's the sister's family. And you find out that the sister was actually being haunted kind of at the same time. And they start to allude to this backstory that this family has been haunted kind of for many years.
Okay, now this is ringing a bell. Yeah.
And in the first movie, it's all handheld footage. In the second film, they have a event happen where they think they got broken into. except nothing was stolen. But all the furniture was overturned in the house, and they're freaked out about it, so they install security cameras in the house. So most of the movie is told through security camera footage.
Right.
That's mixed in with handheld camera footage.
And doesn't the husband in this house start to get obsessed with the security camera equipment?
Not in this film.
And recording
in fact, the husband, I mean, it's more like the teenage daughter.
Okay.
The husband doesn't want to believe in the hauntings, but there's two elements to this. One, the fact that there's security camera footage, the whole time I'm watching this movie, all this paranormal shit is happening, and the dad's like, I don't believe in ghosts. And I'm just thinking, you have security cameras.
Yeah.
Go back and review the fucking tapes.
Yeah.
The whole movie, I'm like, why aren't they reviewing the tapes? So I can see why people were like, this movie's stupid. But I do think ultimately it was a scarier film than the first one. And I don't know, whatever, taster's choice, whichever one you like, take your pick. I think they're both equally good at the very least. I really enjoyed the second one at least as much as the first one. There were freaky moments in it. What I find really funny is every time I watch a movie, I like to go on IMDb and read some trivia about it, read some reviews. Apparently, the trailer for Paranormal Activity Part 2, there were complaints about it. Because they said there's footage in the trailer that isn't in the movie. And apparently that pissed fans off. So I was like, that's interesting. I watched the trailer. The trailer is almost 100% scenes that were not in the movie.
Really?
It's almost entirely made up scenes that are not in the final film.
Damn.
And the director's like, we had to do that because the way this movie is presented, this movie doesn't unfold in a regular storytelling fashion where you have characters progressing the story through dialogue. You know, in a regular trailer, they'll take important conversation snippets like, how are you going to get the children back from that house? This movie doesn't have like little snippets like that. It's found footage.
Right.
So the story is conveyed in it's more of a slow burn. So I think to convey that there is a story here, they kind of made up these, you know, poignant moments, these important moments to, oh, what's going on? Like, for example, there's a scene in the trailer that has a baby like crawling in the street by itself. That's not in the fucking movie.
Right.
There's no scene in the movie where a baby's crawling around unattended in the street. There's a scene in the trailer where like a door creaks open and then it flashes, and then there's a silhouette of a girl standing there in the door. People are like, oh, fuck, what was that? Well, we'll never find out because that's not in the movie.
Jesus.
That's funny.
It's almost entirely fabricated.
That kind of happened with Rogue One. Star Wars Rogue One has way different scenes in a lot of the trailers. And I always hear that brought up in like attacks against the movie, but I didn't feel like there was anything in them that was like, oh man, we missed out on that. You know what I mean? Like, oh, an AT-AT fucking rips Darth Vader a new asshole or something. There's nothing that interesting in it. There's a shot of Jyn Erso in like an Imperial outfit. That's the only thing that doesn't happen in the movie that was like, oh, what?
Really?
Was she gonna like act like she was in the Empire, or she was, or that's the only thing that was like a difference, but it wasn't that significant that it affected the movie to me. It was just weird.
I guess I could see, like in that example, thinking like, oh, this girl's gonna infiltrate. You know, you start to develop your own narrative, and then you go in there. You go in there, you're like, what the fuck? Like, I thought you were gonna do this. You sold me. I thought this was going to be a lot cooler because you kind of implied other stuff was going to happen.
The switcheroo.
Yeah. But, and I could definitely see, I feel like I should say what Kevin said to me about these films to explain why I think this would piss stuff off. They're kind of old now.
How many have they made? You got the third one, which is even more of a prequel coming up now.
I'm gonna say the spoiler to everybody. So if you don't want to hear this, plug your ears. We'll famously wave our arms when the spoiler is done. Is everybody ready for the big spoiler of these movies?
Sure.
Here we go. You never see the ghosts. The ghosts don't show up.
True.
Until like famously later on, like in a way later movie, you see some ghosts.
But it's like mist or like ectoplasm or something.
Whatever it is, but it's always like implied, like you know, it's more of a realistic haunting of like stuff's getting knocked over,
like demon possession.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Like, I mean, now you see, like sometimes you'll like people get dragged around, and it's like, oh, what the fuck's pulling them? But you don't see the ghosts,
right?
But in this trailer, when the girl like flashes and there's a silhouette standing in the doorway, it almost implies like, oh, is a ghost going to show up in this movie?
Yeah.
And then
so that's what pissed people off.
And then you go and you watch it. It's like, the fucking ghost showed up. That scene wasn't even in the movie.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Spoilers are done.
I can see that.
Done.
I could see that, but I like the route they went with it.
Yeah. But having watched the movie first and then going back and seeing the trailer, it's like, I don't know. I like the movie. I'm not going to, the trailer didn't ruin it for me because I saw the movie first.
Were you going to say something else?
Kevin convinced me to watch that franchise, I think around last year, maybe 2 years ago. But I thoroughly enjoyed them all the way up until like, I don't know, 5 or 6 or something. Yeah. There's continuity throughout.
I'm going to watch the third one next. A lot of people, so the third one is this one's considered a prequel, even though it kind of happens at the same time as the first one. I think it starts slightly before, or, it definitely like is a lead up to what happens in the first movie.
Okay.
And then the third movie takes place in the 90s, apparently, when these two sisters are children.
And their parents are the ones filming
I guess.
that.
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it soon. And then, so the fourth one is the first official sequel.
Yeah,
I have all 6.
Isn't that one like, doesn't it take place in Mexico?
I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
Okay.
Other than it takes place after the events of the first movie. But I'm excited. I like these movies. I'm going to keep watching them.
It had been a while since I had checked out like what American horror films were doing these days, and that was probably the most current thing I've enjoyed.
Yeah.
More so than like, I don't know, it.
I feel like Kevin said the same thing, though.
I didn't like it.
I feel like Kevin said the same thing, where he's like, the only horror in America that's freaked me out in any recent years was Paranormal Activity.
Sure, yeah.
Because it comes from kind of a real place as opposed to, big CG characters.
Blair Witch had something with that whole found footage, like, make the audience think this is real for a period of time,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love the Blair Witch Project. I think it's such a cool movie. They just remade it.
Did anyone play that game that just came out?
There's a video game for it?
It just came out.
Yeah,
it's a small game, but
it's an Xbox One exclusive, I think.
Xbox
Steam?
and Windows, I think.
So if you have Windows,
well, maybe Steam.
I saw Blair Witch for the first time within a year.
Wow.
I'd never seen it, and it was like it's on Amazon Prime. I'm like, you know what, fuck it, yeah. And I think I just should have seen it a long time ago. It was like, that was some revolutionary shit for when that came out, especially the lore that they built with it, and it plays so real, but like the actress wasn't really believable in it, and like I feel like so much has done that it lessened its impact. And I also just don't really like horror, so I thought it was all right, but I wish I had seen it in a theater a long time ago.
It being like the first one.
Yeah,
I saw it when
was
I was a
amazing.
kid. I watched it a few years ago. I liked it better when I watched it as an adult. I like to put myself in the mindset of like, even if I've seen a movie before, but I'm watching it for the first time in a few years, I try to put myself in a mindset where I forget what I know about this movie. I try to watch it with fresh eyes. Blair Witch has been parodied to death. I'm so scared, filming up her nose, but
standing in the corner.
No, but I give it full credit for that. I'm on the same page as you. I'm not trying to make it sound like so many things did it better. I wasn't trying to sound like that. I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I try to give a movie its proper context, because that happens a lot. I'll watch The Godfather with somebody and they'll go like, I've seen the horse head and all this stuff and so many things. And I'm like, yeah, but they fucking did that. You know what I mean? Like that's, or like Psycho.
Yeah.
Psycho, they do this and this, and then they explain it, and it's like, you have to consider what it was like when that fucking came out in theaters. Like, so I am on the same page as that. I wasn't trying to sound like that.
That's why I got this 50 film thing from movies from the 20s to the 40s. I like those films. They're not scary. They're really lame, honestly.
Yeah.
But I like to imagine, first I like just seeing the world of the 1930s. I was watching this one today called A Shriek in the Night, and it opens with a guy falling off a skyscraper, and then it cuts to a police sergeant calling car 14, go over to this address, murder investigation, all cars. That's it, over. And I just think like that's what it was fucking like back then.
Yeah.
Being able to use a stupid voice. I get a kick out of kind of seeing the time capsule of it. Yeah. But also just imagining like, in the 30s, like, this shit must have been freaky, certain parts. I watched Frankenstein and, the Boris Karloff one. And when he's coming through the window, approaching the girl, and he's like this risen corpse walking towards her, I was like, this must have scared the shit out of people back then.
Yeah, absolutely.
pretty tame and mild by today's standards, but I can, use my imagination, be actively engaged.
We grew up seeing Frankenstein on like a plastic candy bucket for Halloween. Yeah. But if you'd never seen him before, it was this movie monster.
I give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, I know all the parodies and Young Frankenstein, and I know the story just from, like, it's a cultural touchstone, but, see it with fresh eyes. Imagine you're in the 30s and nobody's ever heard of this.
That's how I just recently watched a movie. There's a great underrated movie. It flopped in theaters. But it's a Joe Dante directed movie, Matinee, with John Goodman as like schlocky film director.
The giant ants?
In the 50s, the late or the early 60s.
I fucking remember that movie.
And he's putting out these cornball movies while the like Cuban Missile Crisis is happening and stuff like that, whatever. And he's a director, and they put this movie into theaters called Mant, which is a part man, part ant.
Right.
And the effects in it are really good. They're legit good. Like, the movie looks corny, the fake movie within the movie. But the effects, the prosthetics and everything are really good. Like, he turns around and he's just like this oozing ant guy, and the effects actually look good. And people were talking to him during production. They were like, why are you having the effects look this good? Like, they were corny back then. Like, why would you... You're kind of going all in on making really good, like, physical monster shit. Shouldn't you make them look cheesy? Like, the movie is cheesy? And he said, but that's not... When these came out, that wasn't cheesy. These kids were fucking terrified. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's like, so I want to have that feeling. I want the monster to turn around, and you're actually like, oh, God. He's like, making it fake bad is not doing a service to how it felt seeing those movies. These kids were fucking scared of this half man, half ant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he tried to give it that context too. He's like, I tried to give it the context of you're sitting in the theater at that time, and when this thing turns around, oh God, I don't want to look at it. You know what I mean? And I thought that was kind of interesting, him trying to convey that in that movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that movie, Matinee.
It's good. I mean, it's a cheesy movie, but it's good. It's like a 90s, it's a product of that time for sure.
Schlocky comedy, but
it's a goofy comedy about matinees in the theaters and like people going to see them during a really hard time and getting away from. I don't know. It was a good movie. I really liked it. I was going to talk about, unless there's other stuff you want to, paranormal stuff you want to talk about.
What's up?
Everyone, I always heard Paranormal Activity 2 sucked compared to the first one. So that's interesting. You had a different perspective on that. Similarly, I bailed early this year on, I was really, sometimes it can be hard to make it out to the movie theater. And I remember it was kind of busy when John Wick 3 came out.
Oh, right.
And I wanted to see it. I really did. But then I had a lot of friends kind of like shrug about it. And then what kind of killed my motivation to see it was not only that, but then like within a day of it coming out, they already announced the date for John Wick 4. And I heard that and it just kind of deflated me. I was like, they're not gonna like stop with these, okay? Because I didn't really love the first one, but the second one I thought was really interesting because it went deeper into like the world of like secret societies and all the shit around John Wick. That I was like, that was kind of a cool movie. And the way it ended, I really loved. So I was like, yeah, I'm fucking down to see a third one. Okay, but then when I heard all that, I was like, never mind, I'll put it off. Well, now it's out on like Blu-ray and 4K and digital and all that stuff. So I watched it in 4K today, and I fucking blew it. I should have seen that in theaters. That was a 10 out of fucking 10 movie. That movie went so even deeper into all that shit and topped themselves in every way regarding the stunts and the action and the story. In every way possible, it was an upgrade. And just phenomenal fucking beginning to end. I really can't say enough how much I loved that movie. Halle Berry was in it. Yeah, you saw it.
The dog fighting choreography and stuff was so impressive.
Halle Berry's got 2 fucking terrible dogs with her. Yeah. And there's a whole fight scene involving her and John Wick and these 2 dogs.
Yeah.
And the way they use these dogs in the movie, he weaponizes a horse in that movie. He fucking weaponizes horses. He's in a stable and he's patting horse butts to get him to kick guys coordinated with him. It was like, you guys did such a fucking great job in this.
If you're a fan of specific weaponry too, there's like specific like shotgun loadouts
Yeah,
that are impressive as fuck towards the end of the movie. Yeah, there's like different gear sets that he gets through the movie. That, as like a weapons nerd, you're like, oh fuck yeah, dude.
And what thrilled me, like, I don't really care about. I'm not the biggest fan of gore, hyper violence, whatever. It's in the movie, but usually done in an entertaining way, whatever. There were parts in this movie that I went, okay, ooh, like they're making it. In most movies, they'll set something up like, oh, this is going to be fucking brutal. Obviously, they're not going to do it. And okay, here's the trick they found to get out of it. You know what I mean? Like, this movie kept having those moments where you're going, okay, this will be fun. How are they going to get out of this? Oh, they didn't get out of it. Oh, that's the worst thing I've ever seen. Like, there's multiple times where it was like, oh my God, well, they're going to cut. They're not fucking cut. Oh no. It was, insane. And anyway, I wish I would have seen it in theaters. I blew it in that regard, but whatever. It was fantastic movie. Now they did announce the date for a fourth one, and they they leave a breadcrumb for that at the end.
Always.
It ended very good, but I would say my only criticism is maybe this would have been a cooler movie if you just fucking concluded this thing with no way out. That's the only thing I was kind of like, but we'll see. I mean, if the fourth one is incredible, then I won't have wished that. You know what I mean? But if we start getting 8 more and it's like, then that'll be a bummer. But
shouldn't they just always end them with no breadcrumb and then the next one's a nice surprise?
That's how I feel. Yes, I do think that. That's not to say this didn't end good or anything. It had a good ending, but I wish it was. I miss movies ending in a way where you go, well, there's no fucking way they can continue that. Right. And then they do. To me, that's more of a challenge. And so that's my only thing I could criticize. But the way that John Wick 2, I will say my favorite aspect of this movie was, and I'll keep this very vague as to not spoil anything, but John Wick 2 goes through John Wick goes through some shit in part 2.
Yeah.
And at one point there's a battle where they don't even focus on it. He casually takes a bullet right here. And he keeps fighting, and he's got it the rest of the movie. Yeah. And I'm like, shit, bro, you're bleeding. Like, okay, you better take care of that. The movie ends, okay, he survived. Well, who knows, The thing that I love more than anything else, good continuity.
Right.
And this fucking movie, part 3, the whole opening thing, he's going, he's
dealing with
he's still got that. And I'm like, thank you. So many movies, you know what I mean? So many movies would have gone, whatever. Nobody's going to remember that. You know what I mean? Or just moved on or whatever. That was a fucking problem for the first portion of this movie. And I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
This is a thing that a lot of people forget. I just want to say real quick, this is a thing that people forget. That what makes a lot of this shit exciting is the mortality. And this movie didn't need to, but it did start with him fucking just gimped because of, dude, if I don't do something, I'm gonna fucking die right now. Like, what am I? And they left that in. It's the same reason Die Hard 1 is so good, is because he's fucking barefoot and he sucks. You know what I mean? Like, shit, this guy's fucked up. By the time Die Hard 4 comes out, he's walking away from explosions, not looking at them.
On that note, there's two things I want to say. One about continuity. That's actually one of my favorite things about the Friday the 13th series.
Yeah.
Everybody defeats Jason by the end of the movie. He always comes back in the next movie.
Yeah.
But the previous things that they did to him are always there in the new incarnation. So in the third movie, he gets a hockey mask, and at the end of that movie, they fucking bury an axe in his head.
Yeah.
Every movie from that point on, he has this fucking wedge cut in the corner of his head,
right.
where he got hit in the third movie.
See, I love that shit.
And then the sixth movie, they fucking wrap a chain around his neck and sink him to the bottom of a lake.
Yeah.
He comes out of the lake in the 7th movie. He's all fucking wet and rotting he's all wrinkly from being underwater.
Love that.
And then from that point on, he's got the wedge cut in his head. He's wrinkly from being underwater.
He's got a chain around his neck.
He's got a chain around his neck. He's been lit on fire, so his skin looks a little burnt from, the past movies. All of those injuries he takes with him as the movies go on.
Then he goes to space. New coat of paint.
With being a flawed character, I feel like, and I've riffed on superhero movies so much, but that to me is what those action movies are missing.
Yes.
Like, We're seeing gods punch each other in the face. Just give me a guy with no shoes on and he has to walk over broken glass.
Yeah.
Then have him punch people in the face. Because at that point, it's like, this motherfucker walked over broken glass barefoot and he has to punch this dude in the face now? Yeah. I'm involved emotionally. That's something I can relate to.
And that's why, you know, I didn't connect to the first John Wick as much because it is kind of this guy going through levels of people just annihilating them. And there's good shit in that movie. It's a lot of great stunts, whatever, but it never really connected to me as much. But over the course of 2 and 3, this guy's fucked, and they maintained all that. Yeah. And I was telling my brother, we were talking about it because he loved it too, and I was like, that's what made this so good, is that none of this was him being, you know, they all talk about, ooh, that guy, good luck. But they don't just lean on that.
Yeah.
It like Keanu Reeves is so helplessly fucked and fucked up in this that it was really entertaining. It was really good.
I've often said that one of my favorite cinematic experiences of the last decade is the opening to Metal Gear Solid 5, where you're in that hospital. Yeah. And it is entirely because your character is head to toe bandages. He's super vulnerable. This guy can barely, he can't even walk. Yeah. He gets out of bed, he's stumbling. And there's a special forces team coming to annihilate him. And the whole time I'm thinking like, how the fuck am I going to get through this shit? And you're like hiding under beds and we got to take the stairs. No, they're coming up the stairs. And I'm just right with him the whole time. It's like, this guy is fucking, there's no fighting going on. If they catch us, there ain't going to be a fight. Like, we're fucked.
Yeah.
So the flaws really like just sell it so much.
Yeah. Yeah. What was I going to say about that? Oh, but in terms of the continuity kind of stuff with, you know, like you said, with Jason and all that kind of shit has always been my favorite stuff in movies. Whenever you can do something like that, even when you don't need to, it makes it feel that much cooler. And I remember specifically a big moment for that in the theater as a kid where I yelped out because I was like, oh, what a moment of great continuity in a movie that definitely didn't need it, was Home Alone 2.
Wow.
Dude, when Kevin McAllister jumps off the dock, oh shit, and the wet bandits, or sticky bandits at that point, are there to catch him, like, oh shit, he jumped right into their hands. When Harry or Marv or whoever raises his hand to pick him up and he's got the doorknob still burned into his hand.
Oh, right.
I thought, yes, thank you. You know what I mean? Because it just shows, like, as cartoony as these movies are, you know what I mean? It's like, there's fucking scars. Like, that was great. I remember as a kid thinking, yes, that's it. You got it. Like, that really excited me back then. So John Wick 3 was full of
continuity.
John Wick 3 is like a better Home Alone 2.
It's like the hand scar of Home Alone 2.
Nice.
But last thing on John Wick, I just want to say, why did no one fucking tell me that John Wick 3 had the keymaker from The Matrix Reloaded in it? Why did no one tell me that? And
nobody
realized.
And there's even a gag about it in there, subtle, but I got it, where he goes to visit that guy, it's that actor, and he goes, oh, hold on, I'll let you in. And he has a billion keys to unlock. I'm like, yep, I got it. I understood that.
I didn't pick up that at all. I totally missed that.
Yeah, because you know what? The normies weren't meant to get that, but I'm red. I got
fucking. You're Wachowski.
I took the red pill. I took the red pill. Dr. Ryan in the chat says, I told him this. Yeah, maybe. Wow. Maybe you told one of your patients.
Ryan called dibs
in the ER. But I didn't hear you. Okay, he didn't tell me anything.
I was there. Doc Ryan did tell him.
Wow.
Ryan wants to take credit for every big revelation in my life.
That's where you.
Ryan, worry about your patients. Okay, I'm not a patient.
Ryan, have you learned who Daniel Johnson is yet?
Come on.
School yourself.
Anyway.
I'm getting exhausted.
Oh, I thought you were saying horny.
It's been a long... We haven't had Sean here to stop us, and we tend to go a little long.
Yeah.
Actually, what time is it? Yeah.
It's like 8:20.
We did an hour and 20-minute after show. Or something.
No, we had shy of an hour of the after show, probably.
Oh, so we went 20 minutes over on the main podcast?
Yes.
Oh, Sean's gonna shit.
Well, hey, when he's not here, when the cat's away, the mice will play.
That's true. These mices are...
I would have loved to have taken calls. We are not remotely equipped to do that tonight. This stream barely even happened. So much was in disarray before we started it because
it was everything going wrong.
The other guys
before.
Yeah, the other guys usually set it all up. They weren't here. They left us with a.
They left the fall guys
left
in
us
charge.
with our dick in our hand.
Yeah.
I don't know if is that a Hollywood.
That's
term?
A construction term.
But Before we go, can I show a couple things from the P.O. box real fast?
Okay.
Yeah, under your seats, everyone gets a new car.
No,
what was under your seat there? P.O. box.
I want to say, if you want to send stuff to us, Mega64 P.O. Box 713090, Santee, California 92072. Thank you, and always feel free to send us stuff. We love it.
Never mind. Don't do what I said.
What?
Nothing. It was nothing.
I want to say thank you to is it Miku Hatsune Miku?
You got a VR?
Niru, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Niru sent us a bunch of. They sent us mixed CDs before. They sent us a bunch of more.
Oh, nice.
New ones. And they said, sorry, Sean and Kevin, they didn't get any.
Well, yeah, Sean and Kevin.
We did. So we got mixed CDs.
Music haters.
I don't know what's on them, but they
are
mixed CDs.
It's probably Vocaloid if it's
Garrett
Miku's.
Headbanger mix.
Oh, wow.
Whoa. So there you go.
I'm going to get my
I don't
neck
know what the rest of these are.
loosened up.
I
got to stretch out the neck.
Derek, I didn't
before you do any headbanging.
What the hell is yours? Oh, they scratched me out and put Derek instrumental mix. Oh, you do like instrumentals a lot.
Dude.
I know you're a big instrumental guy.
Not Cliff Burton instrumentals. Let's throw back to the first hour of the podcast.
Yeah, and then
they did scratch your name out.
And then Alex, we got a postcard from Alex O. Greetings from Hicksville Pines.
Nice.
They said this place has a haunted mansion themed room. You should check it out.
Wow.
Okay, I will do that. Thank you, Alex. And then we got a package here from, let's see, this is from Nick A. And there is a shirt. I think this is for me. It is, you know, this is me sized, and I have been here before. This is a rad Buc-ee's shirt. I don't know if you can get that. You got the 90s version of the Buc-ee's, the best store in the United States.
Is that the Solo Cup swirl behind him?
I'm not sure about that. This is very 90s inspired.
Tag says it's a medium, so I don't know how Rocco's gonna.
I don't know about
what he's gonna do with it.
Yeah, Derek, you've been wearing a lot of bright colors lately.
I'm medium. What?
It does look like my color scheme.
I'm medium. What? That used to happen when when I was when we were all in high school theater.
Oh, hold on. Dibs.
Oh shit.
Oh, okay. Well,
here, give it to him.
That's it.
Thank you.
Rules.
Ryan's rules.
When we worked on when we would do plays in high school, we would fill out a form for who wanted a cast shirt. You know, they would have like cast shirts, and they'd have a student like, oh, yeah, Rocco, go ahead and go around and get everyone's size. And that used to happen to me all the time. I was a big guy, so I would get like XL or XX. I always did. Like, I've worn that my whole life, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I would go up to people who were like 3 times as big as me, and they'd be like, yeah, medium. And I'd be like, and I always felt like a dickhead. I'd be like, are you sure? Like, I'm wearing, but then it's like, oh, cool, you're an asshole. You know, it's like, but it's like, how are you going to wear a medium? Like, I can't fit a medium over my arm. Like,
hey, you know what's super comfortable? Having the teacher ask you as a teenager to go around asking a bunch of girls in your class what size shirt they want.
Yep.
Not the best choice. Teacher probably should have handled that.
And that's addressed to Sean, but we should open it up. For him.
Just make sure it's not anthrax.
There's not even anything in it. Yeah, let's screen it for him. Let's just make sure.
Sean, this is for your own good. They say it's illegal to open up other people's mail, but not in here.
Yeah, this is well, it's like the Continental. You're not allowed to, it's different.
Say that again?
Do you have like a cutting tool or something?
You know me, dog. You fucking know.
Perhaps like a sharp stone or a shard of obsidian. Oh, a knife. That'll work.
Knife
That'll
might do the trick. Disarm Garrett. Okay. I'm just going to cut that open.
Garrett has never, broken anybody's trust with the use of his bladed weapon.
So I've never needed to be disarmed.
Unlike other people who broke the trust and, were therefore... Look, if a criminal shoots somebody with a gun, you don't give that criminal a gun ever again.
Right.
They've proven they can't be trusted.
But what stops a criminal with a gun? A good guy with a knife.
Exactly.
There you go.
All right.
Knifey spoony. Oh, I'm glad we screened this. Phew. Sean, you dodged a bullet. A bunch of official, I guess these are gold or something.
Wow.
Tokyo Olympics 2020 pins.
He's not going to want those.
He's not going to want this shit. Look at this.
He's allergic to gold.
Yeah, oh,
Gold gives them rashes.
Oh, it's all different designs.
Dibs.
Too.
Olympics?
Yeah, dibs on this.
I call dibs.
Dibs so I can throw it in the trash on the way out because Olympics in 2020, like they just did the Olympics like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and I support America. So until it's back on home soil, I won't be watching.
Yeah, I mean, we don't support bootleg.
Who knows if Sean will even still like the Olympics in 2020? He might, you know.
Put it on the tribute shelf. Stuff on the tribute shelf can never be removed.
That's true. Yeah, it's always up there.
Just toss it up there with that Spider-Man.
Hey, actually, can you hand me that head real quick? Somebody gave this to me at PAX, and I want to say thank you to them. I've always maintained the worst designed box set in DVD or Blu-ray history was The Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I'd never actually seen it in person until it was given to me as a gift.
That's right.
There it is in its illuminated glory. I want to say thank you. I don't have the name here of who gave this, but
Jamie
thank
Foxx.
you so much.
Thank you, Jamie Foxx.
And I had honestly never watched the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and I'm happy to say that
it pops out at the back of his head.
The discs come out. Yeah, it does light up. And
what's wrong? Oh, is that? Oh no!
Copy is still waiting.
At least it's just still waiting.
It's waiting as well. It's
oh, you've got the buff. Oh, it's
the
a complete series.
Turn the fucking stream off.